सिदाना जी।
गुड मॉर्निंग भैया। कैसे हो भैया?
अच्छा चल रहा है, काफ़ी अच्छा चल रहा है।
तो बस अच्छे में डिस्क्लोजर दे देते हैं, फिर काफी अच्छी बातें करते हैं आराम से। तो नथिंग इन दिस वीडियो is a buy or sell recommendation. We are just doing this for educational purposes. So do your own research and बस सीख के जाएं और इम्प्लीमेंट करें। हमारे स्टॉक्स ना कॉपी करें।
नहीं, हमारे स्टॉक्स में कॉपी कर सकते हो, ऐसा कोई एक्सक्लूसिव राइट्स नहीं है,
नहीं।
बट
हाँ हाँ, सॉरी।
मतलब कुछ भी करो यार,
हाँ,
खुद।
स्टॉप लॉस हिट हो तो हमें ना बोले।
हाँ, और खुद से करना जो भी करना, बिकॉज कल को अगर ये चैनल बंद कर दें हम लोग तो फिर कहाँ से करोगे राइट? तो
वैसे इसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी कम है बट स्टिल।
हाँ, चलो 50-50 बोल देते हैं। लेट्स से हर चीज़ की प्रोबेबिलिटी 50-50 डन। तो डिस्क्लोजर डन।
मार्केट हेल्थ।
लेट्स जंप ऑन टू द मार्केट हेल्थ। लास्ट वीक हम लोग संडे को जब रिकॉर्ड किए थे, तो लेट्स से हाँ, ये डे पे 17 जुलाई वाला डेट, ये मान के चलो आप यहाँ पे था। एंड देन वी डिसाइडेड कि इस वीक कुछ नहीं करेंगे। मोहित लकीली दोस्त की शादी में गया था, तो उसके पास एक्सेस नहीं था, तो उसने कुछ नहीं किया। मैंने सिस्टम ही नहीं खोल के देखा। आई वाज लाइक ठीक है, जो भी है, अगर यहाँ से अगर ये भागता है तो हार्डली लेट्स से 2-3 दिन, इवन इफ आई एम लेट 2-3 days, इट्स फाइन। एंड लकीली मार्केट भागा नहीं मुझे छोड़ के, एंड इट्स लाइक मतलब लिटरली नो रिस्पेक्ट फॉर 20 सेम डे क्लोज
40 and 50.
क्लोज नहीं, हाँ, सो सॉरी, दिस इज ब्लू इज 20, पिंक इज 50। I would want to say exponential. Let's see, it should be exponential. Yeah, exponential. So poor close I think, यहाँ पे 20 क्या वैल्यू है? 20 21,079, क्लोज इज 21,082, 3 पॉइंट्स। 3 पॉइंट्स से बस 20 में बचा, बट नेक्स्ट डे एकदम बूम बाम, एंड देन लिटिल बिट ऑफ सपोर्ट फ्रॉम 50 में, राइट? कुछ ज़्यादा है नहीं अभी करने के लिए, बिकॉज मार्केट एनवायरनमेंट इज़ नॉट कंड्यूसिव अपने स्टाइल ऑफ ट्रेडिंग के लिए। एंड जब तक वो आएगा नहीं पॉजिटिव, देयर इज लिटरली नो पॉइंट एंटरिंग द मार्केट। सो एक बहुत अच्छी सेइंग थी फ्रॉम रॉस हेबर। ही सेड इन वन ऑफ द वीडियोस कि I'd rather be a week late than a week early, right? Now I know last couple of weeks to months why this is such a good line कि इस पीरियड में if you were trying to be clever and were hoping to catch the bottom or the turnaround, burnt your fingers. So yeah, I'd rather be a couple of days late than early. That's fine. I don't want to chase the leader as it is last time. कभी leader मेरे को नहीं मिला था, MTAR नहीं था मेरे पास। I think अच्छा मीम बना रखा है मोहित ने उसके लिए। तो MTAR ट्रेड नहीं किया, HFCL ट्रेड नहीं किया, स्टरलाइट ट्रेड नहीं किया, पावर इंडिया ट्रेड नहीं किया। So none of these so-called leaders I traded, but still performance was pretty good. So you don't need to catch each and every trade, each and every stock that's moving up, right? The key for my performance in this swing was more than anything, I would say the credit was position sizing, because I was very heavy on the stocks that were moving. So that moved my PNL quite a lot. Coming back, so we are here. Let's draw a line, if I draw a line here, it would look something like we are on a support of this high, right? We are on a support from this high and 15 EMA. So uh, I would more gravitate towards that. Yeah, we will see another few weeks of choppiness, let's say 1 week or 2 weeks of choppiness, and then we should move higher. But that's just my opinion, and I am more than flexible to change it. Even if it goes shoots up like this and the breadth indicator supports it, I would be a buyer, let's say day after tomorrow, right? So what I think, couple of things can happen from this point onwards, right? So here we are on a line review. Uh, the, the price can just,
Multiple scenarios.
correct. The price can go up, consolidate, go up, go right into the new high territory. Let me draw a line here just to see where the new highs, previous highs were.
And isn't this also a support breach? अगर देखें तो ये मल्टीपल बहुत बेस बना रहा था उसी के अराउंड ट्रिपल टॉप टाइम.
यार सी, इफ यू एनालाइज इट हार्ड इनफ, तुम उसमें 10 चीज़ें और निकाल सकते हो, राइट? ये ऑल टाइम हाई का था, डेफिनेटली देयर वाज सम सॉर्ट ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस, राइट? बट अगेन वो हम लोग हाइंडसाइट में बात कर रहे हैं. अगर यहाँ से लेट्स से इफ द market would have done something like this, and then sorry, where is it? One second. Yeah, let's say मार्केट यहाँ पे था, यहाँ पे पूरा ब्रेकआउट, एकदम सॉलिड ब्रेकआउट दिया होता है, एंड देन पुल बैक लिटिल बिट टू द कैचिंग अप टू द EMAs, टेक सपोर्ट एंड देन गो हायर, राइट? तो we would have said it कि अच्छा ठीक है, this has turned into some sort of support now, right? But again, हम क्या सोच रहे हैं versus क्या exactly हो रहा है, that's the difference. And I was also guilty of this for a very very long time, where I was predicting the market rather than, and I'm pretty sure सब लोगों ने ये 10 जगह और सुना होगा कि be reactive not predictive, right? So now at this moment I don't really care what I think. There are a couple of scenarios that can play out. It can go up like this. Don't go by the exact drawing that okay, on this day it has to pull back, but just get the idea कि it can turn around from here, or it can go up from here. Let's take this scenario out. Sorry. Let's take this scenario out of the picture. Now the second thing that can happen is it can go a little bit up, get some resistance on the 20 EMA, pull back hard, maybe fill this gap, get a support from this gap, then it can go higher. So that's the second scenario, in which case I think you would get around 4 weeks, 6 weeks of choppiness or sideways movement, and then the third scenario could be that we try and fill this gap. So not necessarily that all the gaps have to be filled. The unfilled gaps are the one of the strongest signatures of the bull runs. So I personally don't like the gaps to get filled, but again, what I care or what I don't like doesn't really matter. So it can go all the way till here, then again we start the upward journey. And with the madman in the realm of United States, this is a possibility, right? The Mad King.
This is a possibility क्योंकि मतलब second या third is the scenario which means most likely हो सकता है, क्योंकि सेकंड इसलिए क्योंकि 21 में एमएस के पास बहुत लोग शॉर्ट करते हैं, तो एक मतलब पुल बैक शॉर्ट करते हैं, तो ये एक मेरे को लग रहा है कि सेकंड के पास एक सिनेरियो हो सकता है। थर्ड इसलिए अगर यूएस से कुछ स्टेटमेंट आता है तो, बट सेकंड इज मोस्ट लाइकली, जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि ऐसा होना चाहिए कि 21 से एक बार वो रेसिस्टेंस लेगा। स्टिल बाकी कुछ भी हो सकते हैं।
Exactly. See, I would not give a weightage to any of those scenarios because then once you start having the biasness, right, the mind tricks you to believe or to confirm that biasness. इसलिए आई डोंट रियली केयर कैसे प्ले आउट होगा क्या नहीं होगा, ऐसे भी होगा. सो द आई मीन डेफिनेटली कुछ भी हो सकता है, बट द इशू विथ व्हाट यू सेड वाज, अगेन टू जस्ट पर्सनल ओपिनियन, कि लेट्स से if you're thinking this is more likely to happen, right? What if tomorrow something like this happens? Then you will be in a lockout rally. So the again
Likely.
lockout rally is not something coined by me. It's coined by somebody I don't know in US.
Mark
So
Minervini.
so everything that I say or show here is definitely copied from or learned from someone from some trader from the US, right? So lockout rally is where the market starts going up and you are not part of it because your belief is that
Pull back होगा.
this rally is not possible and you are not participating in it. So you are locked out of it. So this is what the the term means, lockout rally. That people are not, majority of the people believe that this rally is not feasible, it's not sustainable, it will pull back, and that's why they are not participating. So again, and it's not really that
एक
rare.
मिनट.
It's really not that rare because I know a lot of people who are not participating in this rally.
Even me.
E-
Even me.
yeah,
I didn't.
right. And this was the cream of the move. This I mean, I won't even say that there were a lot of pressure on the portfolio during this choppiness. The pressure started from from 25th, 26th of May, from on this day. So from here till here, it was the cream of the move. So a lot of people were uh, locked out of this rally, and they started participating as soon as they saw this sort of pullback or this sort of pullback. They all jumped in, and then they, the portfolio gave
Slide.
little bit of hope that okay, uh, money is to be made here. But then this choppy period probably would have locked out, would have discouraged a lot of people, or would have uh, क्या बोलेंगे उसको, बहुत लोगों को डिसअपॉइंट किया होगा, काफ़ी लोगों का एसेंस हिट हुए होंगे, ड्रॉडाउन स्टार्ट हुआ होगा. सो
बुल मार्केट का होप खत्म हुआ होगा.
एग्जैक्टली, मोर करेक्शन का आया होगा. एंड देन दिस इज वेयर द मोस्ट अनप्रिडिक्टेबल थिंग्स हैपन, राइट? कि यहाँ से एग्जैक्टली जस्ट सडनली जूम करके अब द ब्रेकआउट्स आर हैपनिंग, द फॉलो थ्रू इज the follow through is visible in stocks, and people are just late, right? So this is what market would do to you time and again, and this is why it's such a beautiful game, I would say game, where the most unexpected things happen quite frequently than you would imagine. So yeah, don't have any biasness. Just stick to your rules. Ki, okay, what qualifies as a bull run? What qualifies you, or what gives you the signal to enter? Just stick to your rules and cut the noise. If your rules say go in, if you're getting a feedback, just go in. That's all. It's really that simple. For me, I don't have the signal to go in. So even if, let's say, a couple of stocks that I'm tracking, if they all go up, right, they start going 20, 30%, and my signal doesn't say so, I wouldn't enter, because I have done enough research on my system to know for sure that I will not be missing anything, right? And I don't need to jump in at every turnaround. If I can just capture just this small 1 month or 2 month move, that can move my PNL to uh, quite a gain, right? So
And
yeah,
there
just
are
uh,
there are people who say you need to trade every time, but it's a big debate on Twitter. But I think if you can sit out in the bad times, nothing like that.
वो एक बार कल नेक्स्ट वीक में कवर करेंगे. आई प्रिपेयर अ स्प्रेडशीट एंड आई लेट यू नो
बिल्कुल.
कि यू नो what if you cut down your drawdowns by, let's say, a certain percentage, will keep multiple columns, and then start participating again once the bull run starts. That versus if you are
Mhm.
even trading in the choppy period, right? Even a single percent of less drawdown means quite a lot, and that is just the mathematics. Let's not go into the psychology of
Mhm.
how drained out you get, how frustrated you get, and then once the time comes, you are not up to the point. Your brain is not in a state to accept that, okay, this can be a turnaround. So more than the maths, the psychological makeup gets screwed up, right? And
Mhm.
as at the swing circle, we believe that the psychology is greater than,
Was
or most important than, market environment, which is greater than or important
so.
than setups, right? So protect your mental capital. Again, this is a line you would have said, heard 100 times. Protect your mental capital, and the rest will take care of itself. So yeah, that's about the market health. Let me quickly even run you through the rest of the
What are
uh,
we tracking?
नहीं ये indices कि small cap is also uh, exhibiting the same behavior. Nothing. Small cap, uh, quite interestingly, seem to be at a very good support zone. You see here we have a support aligned with 50 EMA, right?
50.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, mid cap too. I mean, just
बट क्या
by
आपके पास क्या सपोर्ट है?
yeah, just by looking at things. I mean, I don't know. Couple of stocks also are doing extremely well. Um, what are we tracking? So KSH, for example, is doing pretty damn well. KSH, we are burnt out. Me and Mohit have tried so many times.
मींस
It,
अप्रोक्सीमेटली थ्री तीन बार मैंने पक्का उसको ट्राई कर लिया होगा. मैंने कहा अरे यार.
मैंने भी 2-3 बार ट्राई किया होगा, pretty sure. And except for one time where the loss was
अप्रैल.
slightly on the higher side, I think it has worked really well for me. The losses are not huge, but I made good amount. I think यहाँ पे मैंने खरीदा था, या फिर आई थिंक यहाँ पे खरीदा होगा, यहाँ पे चॉप आउट हुआ होगा, एंड देन आई बॉट हियर एंड आई
ये यहाँ
आई
पे एक बार मैं बर्न हो चुका हूँ. ये इससे पहले वाला ब्रेकआउट.
हाँ, बट आई नो फॉर श्योर के एस एच में मैंने अच्छा खासे पैसे बनाए हैं, तो अगेन कांट कंप्लेन अलॉट. या
गुड
सो
बेस विद द मल्टीपल चेकआउट्स.
राइट, दिस इज what we are seeing in our scan, it's there on our Twitter page. Twitter handle is @the swing circle. आप चेकआउट कर लो, नहीं करना है वो भी ठीक है. Simple filters that we use is price strength greater than 90, because we tend to,
Leaders.
sorry,
Leaders.
yeah, we want to be in the strongest stocks, and the strongest stocks during correction would be decoupling from the market, and they would be having a rating, majority of them would be having a rating greater than 90. Couple of them will be there in the 80s, but then again you can't catch everything, you can't trade everything, right? So the idea is to, I mean, this is again just my filter. My goal is to have as short of a list as possible. So I don't look at anything that is trading below 80, maybe a couple of stocks here and there if they're part of the stronger group, or the leading group. So that could be one. Group rank, nothing. I mean, no leading group can be outside rank of 60. So there is no point to scan up beyond group 60. That's not possible. Uh, then we have liquidity filtering, market cap greater than 1000 crore. This is bare minimum. Current price greater than 25. Average daily rupee volume greater than 5 CR. Percentage from 52 weeks high. 15% is bare minimum. Uh, Sorry, 15% right now we are using. You can go up to 20%. Beyond that, I don't think it's really necessary, because even with 15% filter, you can,
Mhm.
in any stock you will get close to about two minimum entry points. That's more than enough to size up to any size, or your highest size that you are ordering. Uh, we we are not bottom pickers, so we don't want to catch the bottom. We don't want to pump our chest saying that okay, we got the exact bottom. Rather, we are momentum traders. So anything that is already moving up, we would like to be participating in that, and hence we have this filter that the stock must have already traded more than 50% from the 52-week high, may, making some sideways movement, consolidating low risk entry point, and then you trade up higher, right? Uh, yeah, other than that, just this is a welcome filter by MarketSmith India. Thank you so much. So I don't want anything to be from trade to trade segment. This is a segment where you cannot buy and sell on the same day. I have burnt my finger uh, on this, so thank you, Sebi, for that. Screw you guys. So that's my that's that's my filter. The list Mohit has already posted uh, on the Twitter, so go through that if you want. Other than that, yeah. Other than that, what's next, Mohit?
Uh, why are swing means why are correction good for swing
Okay.
traders?
Yeah. So, and I think we had a question also around this, right?
Mhm. He was it a good buy yesterday and क्योंकि
Right.
market was turning from 50 and so on.
Right. So let's start with the first question, that is why we think corrections are good. Corrections are good to spot the leading stocks, right, or the leading sector, uh, where they decouple from the move of the index that we are tracking, right? So, for example, Mohit has prepared this list of previous leg winners, like April to this winners, right? So if you see Bhagyanagar, right? Um,
रिप्ले मतलब 8 अप्रैल से पहले का सीधा रिप्ले ही दिखा देते हैं मार्केट क्या कर रहा था.
हाँ नहीं, I'll show exactly what I track. So for example, Q power I traded. Okay, now Q power, if you see on this day, the market is making lower low, the Q power is making higher low, right? That's it. That's the entire thing that I watch for in the relative strength. Okay, not here. Power India, right? Power India, you see, market is making lower low, stock is making higher low. TD power system, same, exactly same thing. Lower low,
पूरे अप्रैल में सिर्फ यही एक मेरा बेस्ट स्टॉक था.
TD power.
हाँ, टीडी पावर, बट साइजिंग इतना अच्छा नहीं कर पाया था मैं.
Okay.
फ्रस्ट्रेट हो गया था मैं.
You see in Adani Energy Solutions. So Adani Energy Solutions is going flat during this period, but it's going up in this period, right? So again, relative strength. Same thing here, lower low, higher low, right? Lower low, you have Adani Power making higher low. Lower low, we don't have lower low here, KSH, right? Lower low, higher low, right? So this is really how you spot the leading stocks, okay? And that is why it becomes absolutely clear that which stocks are going to be the ones that would be pushing up higher as soon as the pressure from the market is released. So for example, when the market turns around here, which would be those stocks that would go up the fastest, as well as who would go up the quickest as well, right? Or the first movers. So this is how you spot them, that it's making lower low, stock should be making higher low. And this becomes very easy to spot during a correction. If I ask you who would be the leaders during this phase, everything is moving, right? So it's really not easy to understand the what the ideal scenario should have been is you have the list of leaders prepared when this is happening, and when the market has turned, you are trading in them, right? And this is precisely, I think I will walk you through some of the stocks during this period. So if we see D day,
इवन आई थिंक मेटल्स भी बीच में आया था अप्रैल में कुछ टाइम के लिए.
correct. See, any move here, right? Any leg or any bull run will be led by at least 2 to 3 groups. Power was one, metals, auto ancillaries, precision engineering. You had chemicals, right? So there are like 2 3 sectors that would be leading the move. Now, among that also, you need to figure out which group is the strongest, right? So either what you can do is like trade the leading stocks from the leading groups, like 2 3 from here, 2 3 from here, 2 3 from there. Uh, that constitutes your portfolio. Rather put, I mean, I am sort of a person who put all my eggs into one basket. Like if I have identified power stocks, so I traded only power stocks, nothing outside that, because I I did very deep research for that market, and I neither did I had energy or time to research any other sector equally hard or equally in depth, right? So not
सबसे पहले यही थीम आने लगी थी फ्रॉम फेब टू अप्रैल. दिस वाज द ओनली थीम which was the strongest.
power transmission, is it?
पावर.
Okay.
पावर मतलब ऑल्सो एआई रिलेटेड और डेटा सेंटर रिलेटेड यूएस में पूरा वो चल ही रहा था. उसका
Right.
ओवरहैंग आई थिंक अप्रैल में हमने देखा.
Right. So now from this move, let's say people would say, okay, this is all beaten up. What about this here? So let's just see. Down to sideways movement, you see D-Dev going up, right? Then you see Sangvi. I mean, this is just, I got, no, not Sangvi, Sangi,
H
Sangvi.
SANGH.
Sangvi movers. You see, side to down move, the stock is making higher low, right? You have, and now also if you see here during this chop,
Market is falling and
yeah,
sideways.
the market and this is showing, still showing good relative strength. Same with D-Dev also, right? And it's not going to be like the market is correcting here, it's making a new base, right? And it's not going to be like कि अच्छा ठीक है यहाँ पे तुमको एक relative strength दिख गया and in the next move it's going to fade. It doesn't really work like that, right? These are like momentum players. These are like momentum stocks. So the momentum goes for couple of quarters of the earning cycle. 2 3 4 quarter चलेगा, and you will always have this kind of pullbacks in the market, right? So don't just dismiss these stocks or move these stocks out of your relative strength as soon as you see something like this. Okay, ठीक है यहाँ पे relative strength दिखा रहा था, यहाँ पे नहीं दिखा रहा था. This is how the market plays out, right? It will not show you the
This
relative
is
strength all the time, right? This is
this
where
is what I did. मतलब earlier मैं यही करता था.
कि चला और फिर नहीं चल रहा है तो निकल
चला अब
बैठ
नहीं,
गया.
अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अब टेक्निकल बाय पॉइंट नहीं मिल रहा तो मैं हटा दूंगा उसको लिस्ट से. फिर वापस मिस करता था. मैं कहते यार ये ध्यान देना चाहिए था.
So
अपनी बात भी हुई थी बहुत बार इस पे.
right, तो उसमें क्या कर सकते हो ना कि have multiple watch lists.
हम्म.
You can move this stock from your focus list where there is no viable point in that week. So I have like 3 watch lists. One is universe list where I have the I'll have close to about 30 40 stocks जो who are like my total universe. इसके beyond I will not see, and those are like filtered on various parameters. But most important of that would be they all would be from the leading sector, right? So that's the uh, bare minimum filtering in that. Then I'll have a watch list. The watch list will be of the strongest stocks from that particular watch list, right? So now I'm tracking those watch lists, but it's not, let's say, tradable right now. Something like, let's say, de-development. So de-development right now would qualify in my watch list. It's definitely there in my universe list, but I would move it to my watch list because now I can think of that. Okay, watch list in this I can probably get a buy point in next 2 to 3 weeks. Definitely in next 2 to 3 weeks I should be able to get a buy point if the market health improves. Focus list is something that I create where I'm pretty positive that I'll get a buying opportunity within that week. So focus list is something that I'm tracking every day, right? And the focus list will not be more than 5 6 stocks on a very very higher side. Watch list will not be more than 10 to 12 stocks, right? 10 to that watch list is something that I'm tracking maybe every second day or third day or weekly. यूनिवर्स लिस्ट इज समथिंग, उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा चेंजेस नहीं होते. यूनिवर्स लिस्ट में लेट्स से इफ आई एम रनिंग अ वीकली स्कैन, नाउ माय वीकली स्कैन इज 15% from 52 weeks high, right? Now, if the market is moving up, a lot of stocks are going to go up and will fall into that list of, so that 15 week 52 15% from 52 week high, that list will start expanding. So I'll add more and more names into my universe list, but again, that more and more names ऐसा नहीं पागल की तरह 40 से 80 हो जाएंगे, नहीं, 40 से लेट्स से इट विल बी 44 45 46, because I have some very very hard filtering criteria based on the fundamentals, so बहुत ज़्यादा qualify नहीं होंगे. And yeah, so don't lose these stocks is what I would say. These are the ones who have shown you that they are, they don't really care about what the market is doing. There is some fundamental story behind it. People are ready to risk their money. And when you say and so you can counter my statement saying that okay, they don't care what the market is doing, but you see what this is doing. Don't get fooled by this. This is what the institutions of big players are making price to do, right? They want to buy more of these stocks. Now they can't keep buying like this, right? This is what they tend to do when they want to buy more and more quantity. That's why the base is formed, right? If you take, let's say for example, the likes of SanDisk or Nvidia, they are not like एक बार मूव किए फिर खत्म हो गया. It's multi-month, multi-quarter move, right? And within that multi-quarter move, they would have probably based 2-3 times, and the base are the price band. Let's say this base is about 15-20%, if I'm not wrong, right? So just think of it as a price band where the buyers are, or the big players are trying to get more and more of this stock, right? And how do you see that? Volume signature. That could be a topic for another day, whether the stock is in accumulation or distribution. Accumulation is where the buying is more, distribution is where the selling is more, right? So the volume signatures are there to identify what is happening with the stock during the consolidation. Okay. So coming back to the topic, development, yeah, Sangvi. Then you see SG Mart. SG Mart is another stock that is.
Recently, I think earnings है ये इसकी.
I have no clue. अभी अर्निंग्स का इसके बारे में देखना पड़ेगा उसका. तो you see here the market is going down. A perfect example of what I was trying to tell you is displayed here, right? So it showed relative strength on this leg, right? Now what happened was, let's say I will,
Even price high before, relative strength high before price high.
sorry,
Even इसने purple dot
यहाँ
relative strength high
हाँ
before price high.
वो चलो कंफ्यूज नहीं करेंगे लोगों को इतना, बट to to just prove my point, when the market went sideways like this, the stock also went sideways like this, right? With the market, यहाँ पे देखो, ये पूरा यहाँ से यहाँ तक, during this breakout it's still within the base, so naturally people wouldn't have traded this during this area, because there would have been some other stocks that would have been like breaking out, right? People would have jumped the ship to those stocks. Now when this is in correction, now you see what this stock is doing. So if you don't track this stock, what would happen is there will come a phase जहाँ पे the market corrects like this, the leading stock goes into the consolidation, and then something like this would happen where the stock will not immediately follow through, right? But it has that relative strength pressure behind it, and it would decouple some point or another. But this is where I feel people tend to miss the leaders. कि अभी उस टाइम पे देखो, अभी सब बात कर रहे थे MTAR और गॉड नोस पता नहीं कौन कौन से स्टॉक. I can bet you nobody is, or very few people would be tracking this right now, will be tracking. Or even if they are tracking, let's say they are tracking because of such a hawa, right? But then there are like so many, there were so many stocks that did amazingly well in the previous leg, and people would have just missed it right now. That they would have been tracking something else altogether, right? तो इसलिए I mean, I'm not
ये
saying.
आपने एक बार मेरे को बोला भी था, पुराने स्टॉक्स भूल गए क्या? इवन मैंने सेड की सीएम प्रो मैंने वापस ट्रेड नहीं करा,
हाँ
तो पुराने
हाँ,
स्टॉक्स
करेक्ट
भूल
करेक्ट
गए.
करेक्ट. कैम्प्रो, राइट? क्या था उसका? हाँ, कैम्प्रो. हाँ, अभी कैम्प्रो ही देख लो यार. अ, इस फेज में जब ये यहाँ पे कंसोलिडेट हो रहा होगा, मे बी ये लेग में लोग
अर्निंग्स के बाद दो अपर सर्किट.
ईपी वाले आए होंगे, बहुत लोग आए होंगे, यहाँ पे घुसे होंगे, फ्रस्ट्रेट होके यहाँ तक छोड़ दिया होगा कुछ कुछ लोगों ने, फिर यहाँ से मूव किया. अभी देखो, अभी क्लासिक एग्जांपल क्या होगा, इट वुड गो इनटू लेट्स से 4 to 6 weeks ऑफ बेस फॉर्मेशन, राइट? During this base formation, during this less uh, uh, क्या कहते हैं, hyped period, लोग इसको भूल जाएंगे. लोग किसी और स्टॉक्स को ट्रैक कर रहे होंगे, उसमें घुस रहे होंगे, एंड जब ये निकल लेगा यहाँ पे, एक और अच्छा मूव दे देगा, ब्रेकआउट होगा, हो जाएगा, और मे बी नियर द ब्रेकआउट, तब पीपल विल कैच, ट्राई टू कैच दिस स्टॉक अगेन. एंड उस टाइम पे अगर एक रिवर्सल बार नीचे आ गया ना, then people will get shaken out, and that's how the shakeout happens, because you are buying so late into the move. Rather, if imagine if you buy somewhere here, if it gives you some consolidation, low risk entry here, and let's say around this point, ठीक है, and then it goes consolidates and this becomes a breakout point, people would tend to buy breakout here. but अगर कुछ ऐसा एक ब्रेकआउट के बाद अगर एक ऐसा एक कैंडल आ गया, सिंस योर एवरेज कॉस्ट इज अराउंड दिस प्राइस, most of the people will get shaken out, and then it will immediately reverse. It will immediately reverse, and then people गाली देंगे इसको कि यार मेरे को स्टॉप लॉस हिट करके निकल लिया, which happens almost 5-6 times
And
out of 10 times, right?
मीन्स इट्स सो साइकोलॉजिकली फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग कि आपका स्टॉप हिट होके वो ऊपर जाए.
हाँ, तो मतलब this is how the game is designed. It's designed to fool you most of the times, right? So इसलिए मैं बोलता हूँ tracking the previous leaders is so important, because it's not going to be just. And just to add to that point, there is nothing wrong into just moving or doing this kind of churn, right? कि आपने खरीदा निकल लिए, that is perfectly fine, and you are not tracking it unless it gives you another buy point. That is perfectly fine. This is mostly for those kind of people who want to be a swing trader, a positional trader, where they want to ride the winners, right? You can only ride the winners when you have confidence in them, when you are tracking them. You will only have confidence in them if you do your fundamental research about the company, research about the industry they are part of, right? The sector they are part of. Otherwise, it's absolutely fine to trade from here till here and then move it out of your stock and track it just fundamental base. That is another type of swing trading, but that's not what I do. Uh, this is my channel, so I will talk whatever I want. Right? I'm not saying that that doesn't work. It definitely works. It doesn't work for me. I don't like to rotate, shuffle so much. I don't like to sit on screen scanning stocks
Daily.
every day. I rather improve on other aspects of my trading, which again are quite a lot still to do. So yeah,
So,
uh, yeah, we were talking about the relative strength, right? So if you see uh, yeah, caps, diamond infrastructure, right? You see the relative strength here. The market gives some sideways movement. You see what is happening here, and इस फेस में आप देखो क्या कर रहा है ये स्टॉक, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक, ये देखो आप,
पहले
राइट?
ही निकल पड़ा.
नाउ ये डेफिनेटली निकल लिया, राइट? लुक एट द वॉल्यूम ऑफ द फॉलो थ्रू, यहाँ से देखो इस दिन से, मतलब जस्ट एन आइडियल मोस्ट,
Leader.
हाँ एक डेफिनेटली लीडर, बट मोस्ट पिक्चर परफेक्ट जो हम लोग देखते हैं ना सेटअप्स बुक्स में देखते हैं कि हाँ दिस इज हाउ हाउ दे शुड बिहेव, ब्रेकआउट पे वॉल्यूम आया, फॉलो थ्रू पे वॉल्यूम आया, राइट? RS making new highs, relative strength is screaming buy me in one of the leading groups. So this is what an A plus setup looks like, right? Everybody who doesn't know what are A plus setups, A plus setups is something where the price meets at least 4 out of 5 of your checkpoints. So my checkpoints, let's say, imagine would be leading stock in a leading sector, check. Showing relative strength, check. Now I don't know about the fundamentals of it, so need to check. But let's say even that is a check. So 4 out of 5 is already done. Volume
Good
signature.
results. Good results.
Good results, is it? Let's see. Pa, 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 pa. Bye.
बहुत खतरनाक.
आप ये वीकली देखो यार, फैक्ट कितना बड़ा बेस से निकल रहा है, राइट? तो
पैट और सेल्स ग्रोथ तो
volume check. So this is what an A plus setup is, right? Where इसको देखते ना मुंह में पानी आ जाए, जैसे रसगुल्ला देख लो या रसमलाई देख लो आप, कि अरे यार मतलब ये तो होना ही होना है. Now should I have bought it here? I don't know. No, definitely not. क्योंकि मेरा market breadth indicator
मार्केट.
was saying no. Uh, आज हम लोगों को ऐसे दिख रहा है, but what if
आई
like
नो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल गॉट चॉप्ड आउट हियर. ये इस फेज पे जब ये बिल्कुल साइडवेज चला गया था.
ये वाले में?
इवन मैंने 2-3 बार ट्राई करा, बट ऐसा लगता था कि शायद ये चौपी ही है ये पूरा फेज.
करेक्ट, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ ना. आप यहाँ पे खरीदोगे, ये देख के यहाँ पे खरीदोगे, लेट्स से यहाँ पे खरीदोगे, और आपने इस ब्रेकआउट पे खरीदा, यहाँ पे चॉप हुआ. सो डोंट, जैसे लास्ट वीडियो मैंने बोला होता, you don't base your decision only tracking one stock. You base your decision, and this is how the human emotions work, right? You people will say trade a stock on its own merit. It doesn't really work that way in real life. अगर आपके 5 out of 6 stocks in your portfolio, if they are going down, and even if this is still trading about 20 year में, आपकी धूप धूप तो होने लगेगी, right? तो if not anything, you would have probably reduced the sizes to bare minimum, ठीक है? And then would have missed this and would have cursed yourself कि why didn't I follow the rules? This happens to everybody. This happens to the best of the, this would happen to, even if you take last 1 year video of Mark Minervini, who has 40 years of experience, he would also couple of times would highlight that this has happened to him also. So don't be hard on yourself कि हर रूल जो बोलते हैं ना, we are not robots कि हर रूल को ऐसे implement कर सकते हैं. It's the best of the judgment you make in that scenario, in that live scenario. यहाँ पे आपको ये दिख रहा है, राइट? यहाँ पे आपके 5 out of 6 stocks गिर रहे हैं. What would you imagine naturally to happen? You would imagine naturally for it to also go down like this, make a base. It did not. right?
Mhm.
Couple of people who would have held it would say, "Look at me, I'm still trading that." Now you are trading this fine, but you are trading or you are holding this breaking your rules, then it's not fine, right? Then maybe you didn't pay here, maybe the market turned or the stock turned in your favor and you are in profit, hopefully you are in good profit, kudos. But there will come a point or there will come a stage jahan pe this indiscipline will cost you dearly, a lot. It can just go something, do something like this, right? So this is what I mean to say. Hindsight is 2020 is what Mirovini says all the time, right? You can't, you are not trading on the hindsight. Even if, let's say, you saw this breakout happening, you buy next year, your risk reward is so poor. You have a risk reward of 11%. There is no buy here. There is absolutely no buy here.
Mhm.
So this is what it is. But yes, now what you can imagine it to do is, let's say, go up couple of times. If market pulls back hard here, maybe it will pull back to 20 EMA, and then
Mhm.
that gives you another buy point when market
Mhm.
health improves along with that, right? Couple other stocks, Sonoras. So pharma sectors is doing pretty good in this run. You see, the market is choppy, but Sonoras most probably is not doing any, is not causing any trouble to the portfolio of the holders.
आई थिंक इसकी कल ही अर्निंग्स है ये शायद
आई है कि आएगी?
शायद कल ही है ये शायद
Okay. Rubicon, again you see, right? So you will find stocks in every market, right? But does that mean you trade during the entire time? But the answer should
दिस
be no.
और इसका डिटेल्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन नेक्स्ट वीडियो में पक्का है
Yeah. Uh, it, I mean, बोलते हैं ना उसमें, I'd rather lose money following my rules, but make money not following my rules. It is true because the indiscipline, if the indiscipline gets rewarded, you tend to do more and more of that stuff, and at some point in time it will cost you very very dearly. I have gone through that phase, and I can assure you I will never revisit that stage in again in my entire life. So just stick to your rules. My one very fundamental rule is I will not enter the market or I'll not buy anything new. Let's say, uh, with a disclaimer, I will not buy anything new unless the close is about 20 EMA. Now, what can happen
इवन
is one of the stock that I traded last week, I think is price pay I bought and then I got chopped out here. Does that mean Kalko Inox India? So Inox India again, you see, is giving such a great relative strength,
लेटेस्ट
right? Again, proving my point here once again. Just repeating like a broken record. Relative strength. In this consolidation period, it's forming base. People would have avoided it this time. Broke out, chasing here, maybe here, then again in the consolidation phase, right? Now, let's say market doesn't give me the signal to buy next couple of days, and this stock does something like this, right? Does that mean I'm going to cry? Does that mean I'm going to override my rules? No. Because this sort of action would happen, let's say, with 4 stocks. I have a universe of, let's say, 30-40 stocks, right? All I need is, at any point in time, I can trade only maximum up to 7 to 8 stocks. I tend to make position size close to about 30%. That's what I aim for. I get, let's say, 100% leverage, 100% in margin. So 200, 30% into 8 is 240% of the account. Now I would buy some, I would sell something, I'll add more. So 8 to 9 stocks. I don't care about missing the first 3 4 stocks, to be really honest. So yeah, I'm not going to override my rule just because something I'm tracking is already starting to go up. No, I I don't do well with the subjective feedback. That's why I have hard and fast objective rules, that this should be bare minimum to even for me to start buying. Once the objective rules are met, then I buy and I see positive feedback on the portfolio. That's when within a week I get, let's say, 150, 180% deployed. That's how quickly I get involved into the market. Within a week, I will be more than 100% deployed. So I'm in absolutely no rush to buy any of these stocks that are breaking right now.
And means the subjective rules में issue क्या आता है कि psychologically part, if you have been stopped out recently, so you'll think कि नहीं यार शायद feedback बेकार and market will go down. So
Or another side of it, right? Another side of it that happens is, let's say you buy 5 stocks, you are holding 5 stocks, and 4 are not making money, but the fifth one is compensating for it. Like it happened to me one time where
same period.
like 9 out of, sorry, I last 9 stocks, 8 were loss making, one compensated for that. Does that mean it's a favorable market? No, but just because of that one stock that was making money for me, the subjective part of what we are discussing. So just because I had that cushion ki "अच्छा, ठीक है, my losses are small, my winner is something I'm riding at." So on the back of it, I kept trading at 7, 8, 9 stocks. Ideally, I should have stopped then and there, right? After 4, 5 stocks, after 6 stocks, I should have stopped. So that's again, it's just me personally. I don't judge well on the subjective rules, and hence I have very strong objective rules to just kick me out. I don't want to trade any more than I should be doing per my objective rules, right? So again, depends from person to person. This is personally me. That just me. That's all.
The Q&A part. We
Q&A
have a
part.
question from Yash.
We have one question once more from Mr. Yash Patel. Patel, right?
Yash Patel, I think.
I'm holding Inox India. Kudos. On 21st July week, on this it was breaking out, and I took an entry on 2094. 2094. Where is 2094? 21st July week, right? 20. Okay. So yes, took an entry at 2094. Okay. For a swing trade, as per my observation, I entered without studying the indices which this stock belongs, and the rupee fall and the oil price pump created more pressure on overall market. Okay, as part of the learning curve, what points I should have more clear or conscious about entry, exit, risk reward, and any technical confirmation. Okay, see, couple of things. Again, I don't know what kind of trader you are, you you said swing trading, but then within swing trading also there are a lot of things that there are multiple bifurcations. Uh, Swing trading, just technical setup, swing trading with fundamentals, what is your risk reward, what is your average gainer, average loser, right? So all those parameters is what is required for more in-depth sort of feedback. But just so the the real question for me is, as part of the learning curve, what points I should have more clear conscious about, like entry, risk, reward, exit. So first thing, like we discuss this, and we will discuss this in every video. Environment is greater than setup, right?
Setup.
You need to have rules about your environment, that which environment, and for that you need to go and do a deep study of, let's say, 2 3 cycles. So maybe a good idea would be to start from 2020 COVID crash. So build a system uh, based on the market breadth, based on the indices that you are tracking. So I don't track Nifty 50 because I am not going to be trading large caps. So no point for me to track Nifty 50. I track mid small 400 universe. So how you could have avoided, or how your system could have kicked you out of the market before the crash, how you could have entered the market, let's say, during the mid-April 2020, should have rode the entire leg up, could have avoided the choppy pace. Now, when I say avoided, it's not going to be that you find the exact top and you find the exact bottom, but as long as you are able to avoid 50 60% of the choppy period, that's golden. As long as you are able to enter the market not more than 3 4 5 days late, that's again golden. So don't curve fit it for the exact top and bottom. That's not going to happen. Try and avoid the uh, piece of the meat during the choppy period, that, let's say, 50 60%. Try and capture 70 80% of the easy money environment. So for example, uh, what I'm trying to say is, I think we have discussed this once before. So just trying to point out again, your rules should be able to get you in majority of this move. Now, of course, you can fine tune it to avoid little bit of this choppy period here, somewhat part of this choppy period, but then you really should want to avoid this period completely, right? Maybe the system should get you entered around here, avoid this choppy phase, you know, get the most out of this 70 80% of this move. So that's the first thing that you should do, is instead of focusing on stocks, instead of focusing on setups, just get aligned with the market health, market breadth, that what kind of environment suits your trading style. Get a grasp on that, and then you should be looking for you know buying and selling setups. So that's again just my personal opinion. You are more than welcome to ignore it. You can just say to hell with you. I don't care. Second thing is, I really don't know your risk reward setup, but at this point, even the day low would be like 6.5%. Yeah, close to about 6.5%. SL, I I can't give that kind of room. So if, let's say, I was tracking this stock here and market was healthy, I would have probably bought it here on this price level on this day 2024 with uh, day low as day low as stop loss or
I
was
think he was waiting for the PTH to be closed. वो स्क्वाट कर गया था
no
शायद.
that is fine, but even if you take let's say 20 EMA as your low, that is still close to about 3.75%, right? My average.
नहीं, on the day he entered, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो स्क्वाट कर गया था स्टॉक, सो ही वाज वेटिंग फॉर द पीटीएच टू बी क्लोज्ड. शायद इसीलिए लेट एंट्री हुई. आई एम जस्ट गेसिंग.
ये वाले दिन
हाँ 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 हाँ.
okay, हाँ, possible, quite possible, but again I don't enter if I see that is if the risk is greater than my average risk, right? So my average risk is let's say around 3%. I can give a, since it's an average, so there would be a couple of stop losses where it would where the risk would be let's say 2%. There will be couple where it will be 4%, but not greater than 4% at any cost, and that's the why the average is close to about three and a half, 3/4 to 3. 3 is on the higher side. It's I think 2.78, 2.9% average risk or average stop loss. So 6.5% is a lot for me, even though let's say your buy was or if your buy setups is to buy above previous day high, since it does not fit in my stop loss portfolio, I would not trade it, even if I'm tracking it for whatever reasons.
इवन रिसेंटली ट्रेडर्स हैंडबुक में भी यही था कि फॉर स्विंग द स्वीट स्पॉट इज 3% स्टॉप एंड एनीथिंग ग्रेटर देन 5% इज isn't favorable for a good risk report.
See, again, that is subjective. They would have done
Uh,
some sort of deep research, and that's why they had come up with it.
hmm,
I wouldn't recommend anybody to blindly follow any statement
hmm,
made by God Himself. Even then, don't follow unless you don't do deep research about your own setup. You will not get the full confidence in it, and unless you have full faith, full confidence in it, you will keep hopping from one setup to another setup, and then you're just wasting your time.
and I think this is the issue with the most of the beginners. Even मैंने मतलब मैं ये नहीं बोलूँगा मैं बिल्कुल परफेक्ट हो गया हूँ. मैं अभी भी इसी फेज के बीच में हूँ. नॉट एग्जैक्टली एट दिस फेज, बट हाँ कुछ पार्ट अभी भी मेरा क्लियर नहीं है.
See,
आई मीन काफी पार्ट है.
you will learn most of it as you trade more and more cycles, right? Up move will teach you something. Every up move will teach you something. Every down move will teach you something. Those some things are not avoidable, and you can never be 100% perfect in this. That's not the point. The point is whatever you are doing. Let's say you decide that okay, certain XYZ setup is something that makes sense to you. Unless you do a back study of 100 200 trades on that stock, on that setup, sorry, you will not get in that, you will not be 100% confident about that setup. So the point I'm trying to make is to go deep and deep analysis about your setup. So for example, that the trading setup I have, right? I know everything about it. I know that okay, I will never get bigger losses, right? Big losses. So I will not blow up my account. If I were to blow up my account, I will not blow up by just trading 2 or 3 stocks. I will be chopped with, let's say, trading 100, 200, 300 stocks. So like they say, death by 1,000 cuts, right? So that's the inbuilt of my setup, that I'm not going to lose money by trading 2 or 3 stocks. I will be trading 1,000 stocks, and each stock will give me certain small stop losses, and that's how I'm going to blow up, right? So that's inbuilt in my setup. Now, to overcome that, what I did was have objective rules on my market breadth. That okay, I know there are certain conditions that are favorable to my market. Will those conditions keep me out of that phase where I chop myself? And that's how I built rules around that, right? Now I know what is how quickly, or I know my personality of how aggressive I am, so I don't need to jump in every move that could be a possible U-turn, right? I know myself that okay, even if I'm late by 2, 3 days, 4 days, if the market is really healthy and if the market has really moved, or taken a U-turn, there will be enough stocks for me to participate, and I will be 100%, 150% invested within a week. So that's the personality I have, right? So you need to understand a lot about yourself. You need to understand a lot about your setup. If you just uh, to take a setup, go and run 20, 30 back studies or simulations, you won't get this kind of information. These kind of information you get when you are doing it again and again and again for hundreds, 100 trades, 150 trades, 200 trades. Then you will just one day you will observe, okay, this is happening very frequently. Let me read more about it. Let me learn more about it, and that's where it will be like, oh, aha moment. So you are not going to get one aha moment in your career. It's going to be like multiples of them, right? So आज एक सेटअप लिया, 2 हफ्ते बाद एक और सेटअप ले लिया, मैं रिवर्सल कर रहा हूँ, मैं इनसाइड बार ट्रेड करूँगा, मैं आउटसाइड बार ट्रेड करूँगा, मैं प्रीवियस डे हाई ट्रेड करूँगा. ऐसी चीज़ें नहीं काम करने वाली. गेट वन सेटअप, गेट परफेक्ट अबाउट वन सेटअप. सो कहाँ होगा, मे बी डिड यू पोस्ट वो उसका बॉन्डे का? हाँ, you see, pick one setup idea, get completely obsessed with it and let it completely consume you. Make that single idea your entire life. Think about it, dream about it, and let it take over your brain, your body, and every action you take. Leave everything else alone. This is from Mr. Pradeep Bonde, the God himself, right? So just listen.
Even our banner says something.
Gone?
Even our Twitter banners makes it clear.
That's because it's true. You take any, you listen to any successful trader without exception, they will tell you that they were obsessed about one setup. There was one thing that they were absolutely obsessed about the entire period, let's say 1 or 2 years, 3 years of time, and then that's how they reach the level that they are at, right? So you can't be successful hopping setup every now and then. That's not going to fly.
That's it. And was it a good buy yesterday? काफी सारे ट्विटर पे कल क्वेश्चन थे, तो मुझे लगा कि शायद उनके या तो
But
ऑब्जेक्टिव रूल्स
if let's say your rules were, and it were only, forget about everything else, let's say if your only rules were that okay, I'm going to buy if I see a support on 50 EMA. If that was your rule, then yes. If you had no rule, then you are gambling. For me personally, I would not open my trading account even unless the price closes about 20 EMA. So for me, it's not as simple as that.
That's it. That's it for today.
All right. Have a happy
Weekend.
week ahead. Let's hope the Mad King doesn't surprise anymore and the market just gives something interesting. But yeah, more than happy to sit through in cash. We will discuss this. We will discuss this
And
next week.
instead of being in FOMO, what we'll do is share this winners list and just go and backtest it.
Yeah, train your eyes. Train your eyes. That's all. Just train your eyes for the relative strength.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye, Mohit.
Bye bye.